Hi guys, this is Alison Pryor. I'm going to try a nice sunset iceberg. I think I haven't done an iceberg, so I'm going to use this picture on my computer for an inspiration, and we'll turn that big old rock into an iceberg, and we'll see if we can get some of that colors that we have there for our painting. So I'll just put that over here. And the first thing I want to do is decide where I want my horizon to meet the ocean. So we're going to go probably a little under halfway so that we'll have a lot of sky. There we go, just taking a guess at it. So tape it off with our green tape, our green painter's tape. That's all that is. Just so we can have some control. And then we're going to need, as you've seen, some oranges and yellows and blues. So what I'm going to do is, there's a big piece of sun going on here, so I'm just going to draw a circle. I'm not going to be fussy, I just want to know where I'm going to have it. So I'm just going to draw that circle for now. And then I'm going to get out my red paint. Red. So we'll put that on our palette. And squirt. And then we'll have some yellow. So any color red, any color yellow, it's fine. Don't have to be fussy. If you want to go with the cad reds and cad yellows, that is very nice colors, also very popular. And some white. Just make sure you're all prepared. And then some, let's see, it looks like some blue up there in the corner. So we'll take some blue paint. This is just Bottle Crafters, or any brand, it doesn't matter. You can also use tube paints if you want. I just like to use this paint because it's easy to use. I find it's easy to work with. So now what I'm going to do is, that's the only colors we need for now. Blue, yellow, red, and white. Now, what we're going to do is start off with a bit of blue up in the corner. As I showed you, you can put that on pause to look at that picture. So I'm just going to put some blue up in the corner. As you can see, I'm not being too fussy. Just a little bit up in this corner. Okay. Now I'm going to clean my brush. And I'm going to tap, tap, tap right to the bottom of my bottle. So I get all that blue off. Or you can change brushes if you like. And get a clean brush. You always dip your brush in water just to make it a bit damp so the paint will move. And here we go. Let's put some red on there now. So let's see what's happening here. So we get some blue, red, and it's okay to go into the blue. Don't worry too much. Okay, there we go. Just some red and some red again. I'm just slapping it on here now just to see how it turns out. You know, I try to do my paintings and make them easy as possible so you can enjoy the experience. And let's get that. There we go. You know, I'm going to throw some white in there to lighten it up a bit. So let's try some white. Oh, that makes it so pretty. And it softens it up and brings it all together. Doesn't have to be exactly the picture. I'm just using that picture I showed you as an inspiration. Doesn't mean I'm going to paint it exactly like it. There we go. I might throw in a little bit more red. So I'm just going to go back and forth with long strokes just to bring all that together. Okay, a bit more white. Good. And you keep going back and forth so that it all blends together. We may add a little bit more blue in the corner up there after. So now we got a lot of red in this picture. So we'll add some more red down here. Good. So we're just going back and forth to get that on there and scrubbing it in and rubbing it in, whatever way you want to do it. Just make it as easy as you can, just so that you can have some fun with it. And just think of it as an experiment. If it doesn't come out perfect, then you can always go back and redo it again or do another painting. This is great for practice, experimenting with colors. So I'm going to try now some yellow because we got lots of yellow in there. So I'm just coming down right on the line here, right on my horizon, tape. And I'm going to work my way up close to the red. so that they both sort of blend into each other, so that they look like they're together. See how that makes that like nice? Look at that. See how it blends? It makes it look really pretty. So there we go. More yellow. We're going to bring in some red over there in a minute. I'm just experimenting and having some fun with this. I'm not going to worry too much. See what happens. That's what I'm teaching you today. It's just to have fun and experiment with your colors. Okay, and so we get some more yellows going on here. Try to get around that little bit of sun there. I want to keep that white. And there we go. Keep going back and forth. And it's okay to go into your reds because you want to sort of make it all look like it's one. I'm going to show you that picture again now in a second. Like I say, you can look at the picture and pause it, you know, or take a picture with your camera and put it on your computer yourself. I'm pretty sure you can do that. Alrighty then, look at that. Now we're going to add a little bit more red, I think, to get it over here. Don't be afraid. Just keep going and going. You should be okay. Some stuff coming off of my brush. That's okay. Just flip it up and go back over it again. So see how you're getting those nice colors just by putting the paint on and going back and forth with long strokes. Maybe I'll add a little bit more red over here. We're going to be putting a hill over there, so we don't have to worry too much. But it's good to keep doing that anyway for practice, just to see what it turns out like. There we go. Look at that. I'm going to add a bit of white to the bottom here just to brighten it up a little bit. White. See that? And it sort of makes it smoother too, I find, when you add white to your paint or your painting or your canvas or to your paint on, if you add it even in here to your paints. And that gives a nice smooth look. It brings everything together. Pretty. Okay. Now, a little bit more blue up in that corner there. That's all. Just a little bit. Alrighty then. Yeah, just bring it right into your painting. Don't be afraid. You'll be fine. It's okay. There we go. A bit of blues and reds. Very nice. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some white in our sun there. So we'll get a small flat brush. That brush I used then was just a Bristol brush. I think it's about 1 inch wide. I didn't use a big brush because my canvas is only 11 by 14, so it's just a little Bristol brush. I got a smaller Bristol brush here to get into the sun. The smaller your area, the smaller your brush, your area. Okay. So let's get some white going on in here. Just fill that in. And it's okay if some of your paint gets in there. Don't worry too much because we're going to spread that out. So I'm not trying to get a really round circle. I'm trying to get it so that it's part of the sky. Oops. Dope. I got some white mixed in, red mixed in there. I didn't mean to do that. So try to keep it white. I'm sorry. Alright, we'll just go with the flow. I'm not going to worry about it. Good to make mistakes because then you can learn by your mistakes, if you want to call them mistakes, okay? So we'll just leave that there for a minute while we're waiting for that to dry up a little bit. And then I'm going to spread it out more into the sky. So it was supposed to be white. I made a mistake and added and got some red mixed in. So that mistake is good for you to realize that you should try to keep your colors from getting into each other. Try to separate them more. So as you can see, everybody makes mistakes. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do this little hill. I want to show you that picture again. All right. So there it is. All right. So let's do this little hill here, a mountain or whatever you want to call it, a cliff or. So I'm going to do that, and all I'm going to do with that is you can either draw it out first. Your paint can be wet, it's okay. So I'm just going to draw it out a little bit just to get some idea where I want it and the shape. And it comes down underneath that sun, okay? So there it is. That's all I did. And I'm going to put on a base color just so that we have a color underneath. We'll call it an underpainting for our mountain. And I'm going to use I'm going to use some black, because what's going to happen, the paint is still wet, so then you're going to see, when I do this for you, you're going to see that some of the painting from the wet paint is going to come through. So just use a flat brush. It's a flat brush, flat bristle brush. I love using bristle brushes because they help me move the paint around better. I find the softer brushes are streaky and things, but they're good, really good in other types of paintings. So I'm just going to use pure black for now, and I'm just going to fill that in, and as you can see, some of the wet paint is going to come through. And when I get this done, I'm going to finish up this step. See how nice that's coming through there? It's even giving you some nice ideas on what way you want your rock to look. Okay, so we'll just fill that right in. Got our shape. We got all that going on. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sign off for this one, and I'm going to do my next step in my next video. So come on back, and we'll start finishing up the painting. And don't forget, we're going to do an iceberg, so we haven't done that yet. So I'll see you soon.